Okay, welcome back. This is video 4 in our series, The Clarinet Special Sauce. This particular video is about the exercise number 4 on the sheet called Runway and Takeoff. So basically, at this point, you should be able to recognize all of the notes below the staff that we've been using in all of the exercises before. So make sure you're reviewing your fingerings. We're going to use all of those. Make sure that you've gone through exercise number 1. Is all about making a nice, rich, dark sound on the lower notes as we go down the clarinet. Exercise number 2 and 3, Rockin' Fingers and Rockin' Fingers Harder, is all about keeping your fingers close to the holes, okay, and getting them right back down exactly and covering the holes perfectly as we move from one note to another. And now this exercise 4 is going to put all of that together. We're going to need to get our fingers exactly covering the holes. We're going to need to get a nice rich sound, and then as we keep all those holes covered, we're just going to add the register key back here on the back side of the clarinet with our thumb, and that's going to jump us up. We're going to take off into the air with the register key. So here's just a quick demonstration of what we're going to be going for. Again, nice rich sound in the lower register, and then we're going to add that key. And notice from measure 1 to measure 2, the last note in measure 1 and the first note in measure 2, the rest of the fingers are exactly the same, except we're adding that register key in the back. So hear what that sounds like, just as a demonstration. 2, 3. So you get that big jump, right, from the lowest note up to the note above the register with the register key. So we're going to do this together. We're going to take it 2 measures at a time. So not really measure by measure, but we're going to go sort of phrase by phrase. Okay, so 4 quarter notes and a whole note each time through. We'll go over the fingerings, all right, and then we'll try it together. So here's our first set of 2 measures, and this starts on a low A. So again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, okay, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on which system you're using. We're going to add, as we go, 4 quarter notes. This is A, G, F, E, and then on the whole note we add that register key. So we keep that low E fingering with a nice rich sound. We add that register key in the back with our thumb, and the sound will jump up from the low E all the way up to the B in the middle of the staff. So let's see if we can try that together. Ready? 1, 2, ready. Hopefully you got that note as you went up. And again, if you're getting that nice rich sound in the lower register, that means you're getting all the holes covered with your fingers, and so that little pop with the register key in the back. One of the things that might be going wrong, just make sure, so your thumb needs to just touch that register key without letting any air out of the thumb hole. Okay, so make sure that you're doing that as well. So one more time, this is the first 2 measures, the first phrase, and we're gonna just start on low A. We go A, G, F, E, and then pop up to the B in the middle of the staff using the register key. Here we go. 1, play with me. 1, 2, ready. Good. Now we're gonna do that same idea. We're gonna take the next 2 measures. So this is the second phrase. Okay, we're still on the first line, the phrase that's in the middle. We're going to start on B, B natural. Okay, so we got our middle finger, and we're going to go B natural, down the scale, B, A, G, F, which, by the way, F, just as a reminder, right hand, bottom, inside pinky. Okay, RBIP, right, bottom, inside pinky. That's our low F. And from there, we hold all those fingers down and just add the register key. Here's the sound of it, so just listen this time. Okay. And you should just hear the building. So we've got like building the airspeed. The air goes faster and faster and faster all the way down, and then we just pop that little register key and the sound will jump up. It'll take off into the air. So here we go. Do it with me this time, starting on B, and we have B, A, G, F, and then add the register key for C, okay, up on the staff. 1, 2, ready. Good. Try that with me one more time. So again, we're starting on B. Okay, I'm going down for 4 notes and then jump up with the register key to the C on the staff. 1, 2, ready. Good. All right, the next set of 2 measures, okay, so at the end of the first line, starts on C. So we have thumb, 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna add, this one, just remember we're using B natural, so we're gonna add B, A, G, sorry, so it's C, and then add B, A, G, and then the register key. Okay, try that with me now. 1, 2, ready, C. Good, and make sure we hold out that upper note so we get a sense and get a feel for what it feels like with our embouchure. Okay, one more time, starting on that C. This is the last phrase on the first line. Measures 5 and 6. 1, 2, ready. Good, all right. So now we're gonna go to the next one. So down on the second line, first phrase there, we start on a D. Okay, which is thumb 1, 2. We're gonna add D, C, B natural, A, and then we jump up using the register key here, we jump up to the E. So here it is, just listen this time so you know what the sound is. And I hope you're hearing that all of these low notes, I'm getting a really rich low sound. I'm using really fast air, and I'm blowing in such a way that the dynamic is easily mezzo forte or forte, and if you get the low notes to sound good, the high notes will just come out. It's like magic. Okay, so play it with me now. So again, the second line, first phrase, starting on D. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. Good. Let's do that next one. So this is the 5th phrase, bottom line, second phrase in, all right? We're starting on E, all right? Now this one's a little bit different because we're gonna go down to the B natural, so we go E, D, C, B natural. And when we hit that register key, it's actually gonna be an F sharp. That's what in case you don't know what that number sign looking thing is, in front of the note on the whole note, that's a sharp. So it's an F sharp, and we really have to make sure that we think up on that note, because otherwise it'll sound really flat. So as we do that, we're gonna go down to the B natural, we hit the register key, and just make sure you're supporting with your embouchure. Make sure you've got the back of your tongue nice and high in your mouth, touching your back molars, and we'll get that F sharp to be in tune as well. All right, here's the sound of it. Listen first. You really have to support it with the embouchure to get it to be in tune. Okay, now do it with me. 1, 2, ready. Whoops. Let's try that again, okay? Starting on E. 1, 2, ready. Good. We'll do that one more time. Okay, nice strong sound, mezzo forte to forte, lots of good air, sitting tall. Make sure you're covering the holes all the way. Okay, one more time, the 5th phrase, starting on E and ending on high F sharp. 1, 2, ready. Good. All right, now we're gonna go to the last phrase. Okay, bottom line, last 2 measures. We're gonna start on, this one's on F natural, so it's gonna sound a little bit weird because we were just on an F sharp, now we're on F natural. And then we go E, D, C, and then pop up to G at the top of the staff. And again, that's nice and high, so we gotta firm up the embouchure, support lots of good air, and hold out that note when we get up high so that we get used to what it feels like. Here's the sound, listen first. Ready? Good. Now try it with me. So starting on that F, just the thumb, we add, so it's F, E, D, C, then up to the G. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now let's do it one more time. One more time. Starting on the F, E, D, C, and pop up to the high G. 1, 2, ready. Very good. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is play through the whole thing with a metronome and get it to be in time. Okay, here we are. We're going to do Runway Takeoff, exercise number 4 on our clarinet special sauce sheet. We're going to do it all the way through the exercise at 60 beats per minute. 2 really important things. We're going to go at a slow tempo. So you're going to need to make sure you take good breaths and keep that air moving. We need really fast air to get the low notes to sound right and then to be able to jump up to the higher notes. So make sure you're taking really good breaths. Make sure that you are really holding out those higher notes for their full value. That's going to be really handy to you. This exercise is 12 measures long, which is much shorter than most of the band pieces we're going to play, or that you're going to play in your life as a clarinet player. So, you know, most band pieces will be 5 times that, 10 times that, and really being able to work that embouchure and develop strength and stamina in that embouchure is going to be good for you. But at this tempo, just know when we get to the last few measures, your mouth muscles might be a little sore, and that's okay. And then you can take a break and try again. So the first measure starts on a low A, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on what system you're using. And we're going to play through the whole thing. We'll get our metronome going. This is 60 beats per minute. Runway and Takeoff. Make your best sound. Play with me. 1, 2, ready. Good. Now, one of the things we didn't talk about before is that you should be slurring each of these phrases, okay? Don't be tonguing each note along the way. Hopefully you haven't been doing that. This whole series of exercises is based on slurs and getting our fingers to do the changing and getting our fingers to move at exactly the same time, or in this particular case, getting your fingers to stay put while we change just one other thing with the register key. So we're gonna go through that one more time at 60 beats per minute. Take a second. You can rub the corners of your mouth if they're a little bit sore. You can open your jaw a little bit, okay, if that's a little bit sore. Make sure you're ready. And like I said, a little bit of soreness is a good thing. It means you're building muscle. Okay, a lot of soreness is a bad thing because it means you're probably doing something wrong and you might injure yourself. So make sure that we're using good technique. All right, here we go. 60 beats per minute, one more time through Runway and Takeoff. 1 and 2, starting on low A, play with me, and 2, and ready. Good. That's good work on that. So keep practicing, whether it's that slow or whether it's faster. Really the moment that is important in this exercise is where we get the last quarter note with a really good sound, and then all we have to do is just push the register button, just tip it a little bit, and once that opens up, then the sound's gonna jump up to the higher register. So keep practicing and good luck. Okay, now we're gonna play Runway and Takeoff at 72 beats per minute. Really, it's not that important how fast you play this exercise. What is important is that you're getting a nice, rich, low sound on the lower quarter notes and holding out the high sound on the higher whole notes. That's what's really important, and that's what's training. But if we do it a little bit faster, that's just more times we can practice it, and that'll help you build up the muscle that you need. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it at 72, right through the exercise. Play with me. Make sure you're playing right along and listen to my sound and try to match my sound as you go. And here it is. So here's our metronome at 72. And here we go. We're starting on low A, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, depending on which system your teacher uses. And here we go. 1, 2, ready. Good. Now, hopefully, you're not getting any airspace, any air balls, we call them, in between either the low quarter notes between each other, or when the low quarter notes jump up to the high note. If you're getting some air balls, some things that might be happening, you might not be holding the corners of your embouchure firm enough, you might not be using fast enough air, which honestly is probably the reason. You've really got to get that air moving fast across the top of the clarinet mouthpiece in order to get the right sound, that really rich lower register. But if you're getting that rich sound in the bottom, the upper register is almost definitely going to come out right away. So again, if your chops are a little bit tired, give them a little rub. Okay, take a breath. Be ready. We're going to go through one more time. This is Runway and Takeoff at 72 beats per minute. 1, 2, play with me, start on A. 1, 2, ready. There we have it. Okay, here we are. We're gonna do number 4, Runway and Takeoff at 84 beats per minute. I've said it before, it's really not that important being able to play this exercise fast. What's most important is being able to get a nice, consistent, rich sound in the lower register, and then making sure you're covering all the holes as you go down, so that when we put that register key down, everything else just keeps supporting and the note will just jump up all on its own. So as we're going through, things to think about, since we're changing tempos and going a little bit faster, consistent, fast airstream, okay? And your absolute best sound on every note. Think really quickly with your brain and think about how quickly you can get each note to sound its very best. Since the tempo is going faster, you have a shorter amount of time on each note to do that. So here we are. This is 84 beats per minute, Runway and Takeoff. Here's the metronome. And play with me, starting on A. 1, 2, 1, two, ready. Okay, and I hope even if you squeaked in there, even if you had some rough spots, I hope you kept going and try to get yourself back on track and get yourself to the end. Because our motto here in our band is, if we don't get it right, we'll just try again. Okay, we'll do it again. And that's what we're gonna do now. Whether you got it right or whether you got it wrong, we're gonna do it one more time. So this is Runway and Takeoff at 84 beats per minute, second time through. If your muscles are starting to get tired, okay, take a second. You can pause the video if you need to. Give them a little rub. Get yourself ready. Stretch your mouth out. And here we go. Second time through. Number 4, Runway and Takeoff at 84 beats per minute. 1, 2, ready. Good job. Okay, this is our last tempo for exercise number 4, Runway and Takeoff. We're gonna go through the whole thing. Gotta get those fingers moving. Okay, we gotta take our breaths, we gotta move to the next phrase, and really focus on getting that nice fast air and that nice rich sound as quickly as possible in the low register, and then really popping that register key to get us up to the upper register and get a nice pure tone again as quickly as possible. Breathing is important, fingers are important, sound is important. Basically everything's important. So here we go. This is 96 beats per minute. We're gonna do all 6 phrases, all 12 measures of exercise number 4, Runway and Takeoff. Play with me now. We start on a low A. 1 and 2 and 1, 2, ready. Good. So that was once through. Hopefully you were successful. You know, if you had any notes where you didn't quite support enough for the upper register, if you sounded flat, or if your fingers are slipping around at all on the holes and you had anything weird happen, hopefully you kept going and keep developing the skill. If you need to, there's always the slower tempos earlier to go back and work on those. And otherwise, we're gonna do this one more time. And again, make your best sound. I can't say that enough. Every single note, make it sound the best it can possibly sound. Use plenty of good air and get those fingers right in the right spot to cover the holes. Okay? One last time, Runway and Takeoff, 96 beats per minute. Here we go. Play with me now. And 1 and 2 and 1, 2, ready. Good. And that's it, folks. If you practice this, build some muscle. You know, your mouth might be sore right now from doing all the high notes and all the low notes on this, but take that as a good sign. It means you're doing the right thing. So keep practicing, come back to this a bunch of times and make it sound the best it can sound. And other than that, good luck with your clarinet playing. Sound your best every day. See you later.